Welcome to Sewing Out Loud, the official podcast of Zede Sewing Studio. Here are your hosts, Zede and Mallory.
Sewing Out Loud. Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Mallory Donahue.
And I'm Zede Donahue.
And what are we doing today, Mom?
I get to interview Mallory. She's usually interviewing me. I'm going to interview her. We're going to see what happens.
What questions do you have for me today?
Mallory, I want to know why I had to take care of your dog and fix your hot water heater this week.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Because you were away. I took care of the cats too.
Yeah, and you moved our plants around and stuff, and you made our beds, and anyway, the reason is because I had a business trip. I took my husband and baby along for the ride, and I went to Fenton, Missouri, to Baby Lock headquarters. And
Fenton, Missouri is sort of like a suburb of St. Louis.
It's about an hour and a half away, so I went
an hour and a half away from us.
From us.
Right.
When
we lived in St. Louis, we did not call it Fenton. We called it Fenton.
Who's interviewing who here? Okay.
I knew this would happen.
So, anyway, I went to Fenton, to the TAC, the Tacony Achievement Center, where they are doing lots of filming, and I filmed some videos for them. And next question.
So, Mallory, what makes you qualified for this?
Nice. Well, my mom.
Call me Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
Or Barbara
no, you're
Wawa.
Gloria Vanderbilt. I'm Anderson Cooper. Anyway.
No, I meant on his show.
Oh, okay. No, but do you...
Call me Nancy Grace.
Okay. Oh, no. Let's be Gloria Vanderbilt and Anderson Cooper. So
Gloria Vanderbilt made jeans. She didn't ask about
jeans. But she also made Anderson Cooper.
That's true.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Anderson Cooper has a story about how he and his brother used to sit around in Manhattan and see how many people had his mother's name on their butts.
Okay,
right?
Yeah. So anyway,
what makes you qualified to do this taping at Baby Lock?
I've been running our store for 5 years now. Gone to a lot of Baby Lock trainings, and I have picked up on some excellent teaching and communication techniques from my mama, who is you. And we just recorded another episode about bobbins, and it's so funny because some of the exact words came out of my mouth when I did these videos. And I did some videos on some of their more basic machines called the A-line. It's their entry level. Started out with the Anna and the Molly, and those are the two most basic girls in the line. And I started each video with a little explanation of, hey, we're excited to show you the Anna. These are the parts of the machine. These are the accessories that comes with an Anna. And let's get threaded. And we need to wind a bobbin because you need thread in the bottom of your machine to make that lock stitch. And
that's correct.
And Linda, who's in charge of all this, she said that too, but I was like, that's how I was going to start it because that's how my mama taught me. And we did that, and we did a little project video for each machine as well, which was a lot of fun.
Well, that might also take care of my next question. My next question was actually, who was your mentor?
Who came up with all those projects? Yeah, mom helps me out. I don't want to talk about the projects too much because I, created this content for Baby Lock with your help, But yeah, you came in.
I meant the mentor of your entire life,
my
not
entire
just
life
one project.
is you.
Right.
But we went in the shop and we tore apart the store, finding fabrics to put together for these projects, and I shared our little patch pocket technique.
Oh, you did? Is that on there?
But I shared it before that with our regional sales manager, and she was, oh, that's a really good idea. And she's a pretty accomplished garment sewer. And I was like, oh, I don't.
Judy?
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, really?
I guess Judy,
she wasn't aware of that?
She wasn't aware of the patch pocket technique.
Well, it's because I invented it.
Yeah.
You know when I invented that? Let's see.
18...
No, well, it was in the last millennium. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I believe I was probably in 9th or 10th grade. So that would be like, what, 47, 48 years ago.
Mom invented it a million years ago. You know who else uses that technique?
Who?
Evie Hawkins.
Does she?
Yeah,
did she get it from me? How did
I
she
don't
find
think
that
so.
out?
I think she's also just equally as skilled and experienced as yourself, you know. And she uses it with embroidery, the buttonhole, or she'll just have you like slit the fabric.
Well,
you know,
slitting is people have been slitting for years.
But she also does
Right.
also does the
Right.
buttonhole thing. But anyway, so I got to show that, and I got 2 projects done. I got more in the works because there are. Should probably know how many A-line machines there are, but there are several.
Yes.
And they're all named after girls. So anyway, I'm going to be going back and doing more videos. It's gonna
Has
be super
Baby
fun.
Lock ever revealed to you why they named their machine after girls?
Well, I think the machines are supposed to be your sewing friend. So,
I
hey,
see.
I'm grabbing my Molly, and we are going to make a pencil bag.
But, I just wondered why machines were gender specific.
Well, I talked about this with them a little bit. I just said something about another sort of branding technique that I've run into. So I have this purse from a French designer, and its name is Felix,
Yes.
right? And they branded their purses with men's names.
So you always got a guy.
Yep, it's supposed to be like your perfect partner.
You always had.
Now, this only
there you
works
go.
for like this kind of like
Sure.
heterosexual worldview, or whatever. But that it.
Yeah, but sometimes you like being with boys. Sometimes you like being with girls.
You
Who
never know.
knows?
I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
It's just pretty.
Well, I just
hashtag
wondered.
non-binary,
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, the Anna and the Molly were the 2 machines that we got done, and it was so much fun. And you know what? I haven't told you this yet. This is really cool. Never have I met my equal in quoting and singing musical theater before this experience.
Do I know who it was?
No, you
No.
haven't met him. It was Jim, the cameraman.
Oh, really?
So we were.
What about? I bet Steve Jeffries is
I think
pretty
so
good
too.
at that too.
I didn't run into him.
Right.
Linda likes musicals as well, but he said something. We were making jokes. He's like, "That's the showbiz," and I sang, "That's the showbiz," and he goes, "Did you just sing ragtime?" And I was
Yeah.
like, and we looked at each other like, "Oh my god." A fellow,
Yeah.
musical
Right.
theater freak, like
Right.
and then we rapped Hamilton together.
Oh,
ton.
no.
And he
So
totally,
that's why you put rapping,
yes,
because you had hashtag rapping, RAPPING, and I was like, no, if you're rapping, it's WRAPPING, but I was
First
doing
of
the
all,
wrong
I
rapping.
will expose my butterfingers because it was supposed to be hashtag Hamilton rapping. And I really wanted to get a video of us doing it, but it was so off the cuff. But next time we'll do a little duet, maybe from Ragtime or something like that. And he is fabulous to work with. I had such a good time.
That's great. Yeah.
So, but we filmed the Getting to Know Your Machine videos, and those videos are good.
Getting to know
Yes,
you.
and,
Yeah.
right, getting to know. Oh, and Anna. Anna is the lady's
Getting
name.
to
There you go.
Anna's
Molly's
yep.
from Annie.
Our the
Or
unsinkable Molly Brown.
right, there you go, from Titanic. There you go. So anyway, lots of musical theater references there, and we had a really good time. Those Getting to Know Your Machine videos are going to be free videos. Like, they're really working on building up their
Right.
library.
And they're from Baby Lock. They'll be on Baby Lock's webpage.
Well, and we'll share them and
we'll
stuff.
have them too. Of
But
course, we'll have links
when
to them
they're
and
out,
everything.
but it's just so cool that they're like doing this for.
I guess
every one
the
of their
thing I really
machines.
like about that is that it gives them some validity for people who don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of poor poor quality is one thing when, maybe you can't, it's not taped well or something like that, but poor information is out there
Yeah.
too, and that bothers me.
And they, I am pretty close to perfect. I mean, after all your training and everything. No. But there were some things,
You're
that
knowledgeable.
I did. And there's always like a third set of eyes in the room. And they're like, oh, wait, like we got to make
Right.
sure and show them this because this is something that happens. And like being a dealer, I had a pretty good sense of like people often call and ask this question, or people do, this. And so I really made sure to highlight a few things about the machine to keep people successful, but it was cool to have them there, and I really wanted to make sure that I was representing the machine well.
So would you say your mission, let's talk about your mission, despite the fact that, you don't mind having the celebrity when you tape
Sewlebrity.
when you're filming or taping these episodes. What is really your mission in doing this?
I want people to have fun sewing.
Right.
And what that means is you have to like have the base knowledge to use the machine properly, whatever machine you have. You know,
Right.
you just got to know how to use the machine. And then, like, from there, your imagination can kind of go wild. And actually, I think I grew a lot as a seamstress from this experience. I don't mean to get all lovey-dovey here, but, you know, I'm pretty spoiled. And I didn't learn to sew on
Entry-level
on
machines.
entry-level machines.
That's right.
But I was learning to sew on these, and I really learned a lot more deeply about how to be successful on them. And I'm like, you know, this is just so important. If somebody comes in, they're not sure they like sewing, and they only want to spend, you know, $200 on a machine, $199, that person deserves to have the best sewing experience they can have.
Everyone deserves success.
Yeah,
right.
and so they can see if this is something that they like. But if they never get to learn, if they just go home and there's a bird's nest underneath their fabric and they, you know, ruin the fabric that they bought or whatever, like, then they're never gonna sew. You know, and that can be true of a machine at any price point. But I learned a lot. I think actually the Molly was my favorite video, and the Molly comes with a manual buttonhole foot, which must admit.
Which I had to talk you into loving the experience
And
of.
I had never used it before, but the owner's manual tells you how to use it.
Right.
And then I brought, you know what I had in my bag? A big dinosaur egg button from our store.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, if you have a button like this, you know, I didn't even mean to bring it, and I had it with me. So anyway, that we used the manual buttonhole foot, and I was like, oh my gosh, this like opens up a world of possibility here.
That's
for like lots of cool things. So it was just It was sort of something when I go to sit down and sew at the shop, you know, I don't go to those machines. You know, we have the, you know, the Sophia, or I'll just sew on the Destiny, you know, because it's right there. And I learned a lot about these machines, and I feel like I'm like a better dealer now. You know, I'm like an even better teacher, you know, from having to do all that, even though I knew how to use them before, but I really had to, you know, use them to their fullest extent.
So what you're saying is, despite your knowledge, despite your exposure to the sewing world your entire life, your exposure to not only me, but, you know, other people, Nancy Zeman, Mary Mallory, all these people that you have got to meet, learn from, Evie Hawkins.
Right.
I hate to name people because then you always leave someone out. You know.
I love to name drop.
Right.
No.
Yeah, name dropping is great, except then you leave out, you know, somebody that
a lot of people. Yes.
Right. But despite all that, and feeling as accomplished as you are, and you give a lot of advice and recommendations to people, you still found it a learning experience.
Absolutely. I really did.
Right.
I really did.
And I think our listeners should also think about that
everyone's still learning.
Everyone's still learning, and I can go to a class, and it's probably a class I could teach, or maybe teach better or differently or whatever from the person teaching it. And if I learn one or two things, I feel that it was worth the time.
Well, and there was yet another person there who I had not met before this trip, and her name's Stephanie, and she, you know, mid 20s, late 20s, I guess, and she'd run a bridal alterations business out of her home, and like blogged for their blog and everything, and like we got to talking, and I think we both like learn things from each other, you know, about sewing or about doing things. And I'm just like, you know, sometimes you haven't had the experience that everyone has had,
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes you haven't, like, or, you know, maybe you haven't made the lion costume from the Wizard of Oz, but Mom has, you know, or you know, or maybe you haven't had to make a Medusa shield with your sewing machine.
That's right.
And I have. So anyway, you know, it's just that collective knowledge, and that's, I think, Baby Lock's being really smart filming all these videos.
So
because it's high quality, like you said. You know, you can know. Oh, it's
and valid information.
It's on Baby Lock's site. you need to know they've had people kind of like editing over these videos and making sure it's good information. It's not just random, stuff that they decided to film.
It's not just a blogger wanting to be cute or,
Yep. No, it's
right.
They're legit.
Right. So what I take from this and concluding the interview, Mallory, is that you will be going back to Coney Corporation and doing some more filming on the baby lock machines.
You forgot to ask me who I'm wearing.
You're wearing Mallory.
Yes, I'm wearing Mallory Donahue loungewear line because it is 9:23 on the day that I finished filming at Baby Lock, and we needed to come back and record some podcasts. So I took a bath with my baby, put her to bed, and we got up here and started podcasting in our pajamas. So I just wanted to let you know that. So anyway.
I'm sure your audience appreciates that, Mallory.
I hope you enjoy this little bonus episode of Sewing Out Loud. Let us know if you have any questions about the process of becoming a Sewlebrity,
or about Baby Lock.
Anything like that. And
or how to make loungewear.
How to be comfortable while you're podcasting.
How to rap with your videographer.
That's right. I was about to start, but the first words
Mallory,
of Hamilton are
say
bad
good
words.
night.
Okay, good night.
So long, everybody. Till next time.
Thanks for listening to Sewing Out Loud. For even more expert sewing advice, visit sewhere.com.